welcome to another episode of Uncovering the Gems. My name is Marcy Graham. I am the Marketing Manager and Public Information Officer for the City of La Quinta. Today we have Victor Delgado. He is the Facilities Manager for the XPark,
Mhm.
but you work for Action Park Alliance, who
Yes, I do.
manages our XPark.
Yes.
All right, well, welcome. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
being here. We're going to talk a little bit about all the amazing things that you guys are doing at the X Park,
Yep.
but let's first talk about your role.
Mhm.
So, what does it mean to be the facilities manager of the X Park, and what does a typical day look like for you?
Yeah, so basically my job as a manager for the park is just to oversee day-to-day operations and making sure everything is running smoothly for the park. Aside from all that, I also take care of all the events and programming that we do. And aside from that, I also like to collaborate with the local organizations. So
Yeah.
we're always reaching out and trying to see like who could we work with and bring them to the park.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot going on there, so I'm
Yeah.
sure you're busy.
Oh yeah, I stay busy the whole time. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit, what makes our X Park, and I mean, we're biased because obviously it's in La Quinta, but
Yeah.
what makes our X Park unique compared to maybe some of the other parks in the region?
Yeah, so the what makes the La Quinta X Park so unique is actually the design and layout that it has.
Hmm.
I think the Spawn Ranch and the city of La Quinta did a great job designing the park, and they had these little meetups back in the day before the park was open. They
Yeah.
had workshops for the community to come in and have their put
Oh,
in.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I actually was part of that as well. So it's pretty cool seeing like the design come to life from
Yeah,
what
and
it
we and those workshops were like really to get people's like, what do you want to see? I mean,
hmm
obviously, we would have loved to have been able to do everything, but
Yeah.
we were able to really capture a lot of that feedback and
Yep.
wish list of our local skateboarders, BMX bike
Yep.
riders, kind of everybody who wanted to participate.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's like the design of it and the layout of it. It's perfect.
Yep.
So the La Quinta X Park is what we call the modern skate park.
Mm.
So mostly all skate parks nowadays are being built similar to what La Quinta
Mm-hmm.
has. And the layout that it has is actually similar to the Olympics.
Oh,
Yeah, so
I
the
didn't know
yeah,
that.
so if you look, so if you look at the skateboarding Olympics, the skate park layout has a similar like layout. So contests and
Yep.
runs are super smooth when we have them here at the La Quinta X Park.
Okay,
hmm
let's focus on that. So tell me a little bit. I mean, I've been there. I mean, we've known each other for a little bit.
Yeah.
I've been there. I don't skateboard anymore, but
Yeah.
I know we've got like we always talk about the people always talk about the pump track. People always
Yes.
talk about the bowls. Talk to me a little bit about the breakdown of kind of the different.
The aspects of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, there's like three major sections for the La Quinta X Park. So, our first section is going to be our bowl section, which is we have a replica of what is called the Combi Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big famous bowl that was built back in the day, and a lot of contests were being built there. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's not there anymore. And we have the replica at the La Quinta X Park, which
Sweet.
yeah, which not a lot of parks have that. So we're pretty unique.
Yeah.
And what we have the reverse version of it, so that means it's flipped the
Oh,
other
okay.
way. Yeah,
Yep.
so that's what makes it unique as well.
Cool.
So that's another big thing we have at the park is
Yeah.
going to be the Combi Bowl. And then the middle section is just the street section, which is, like the Olympic type
Mm-hmm.
design. And, it makes it super easy for people to use.
Yep.
And then finally, the most popular one we have is the pump track. So the pump track, we have a lot of people that come from out of town to use it,
Yep.
and it's super friendly to use. It does give you a good workout once you finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a workout, and yeah, it's one of the most popular features we have at the park.
And that literally is, like I mentioned earlier, it's not just
No.
skateboarders who are coming to this.
Yeah.
We have BMX,
hmm
and we also have scooters.
Yep.
I think we even have roller skaters,
Yes.
right?
Roller skaters. Yeah.
And then, and I don't want to jump ahead too much, but we even have adaptive sports that are able to utilize this.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. So the pump track is super friendly to use for every sport. And it's beginner friendly.
Yep.
And it's like I said, one of the most popular wide use things at the park, just because it's so easy to use.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. So, okay, we talked about, that the pump track is beginner friendly. So with the
Mhm.
X Park, we do cater to the different skill levels.
Yes, definitely. So the design, like we go back to the last question, the
Yeah.
design of the park is actually made for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've never stepped on a skateboard or a scooter or a bike before, La Quinta Park is the best park you could be, just because
Yeah.
it has a good amount of flat area where you could practice,
Right.
and it has different levels. So if you want to work on your skills, you could start off with one section, and then once you get that down, you go to the next section, and you
Yeah.
progress as much as you can.
I love that.
Hmm.
And like I said, going there, you do see that. You see
Yes.
kids who show up and they are like deer in headlights. They're nervous. They really want to do it. But one of the things I do notice is that community at our X Park,
Hmm.
everybody is so supportive of everybody else. And that is, I
Yes.
get goosebumps. That is something that I noticed from the jump,
Yeah.
is that we have um, kids who are helping younger kids.
Hmm.
And again, we'll get into kind of like what other services we offer, but just the kids who are attending, not
Yes.
people who work there,
Hmm.
because shout out to the staff because they're awesome.
Yeah.
But the kids who are there with the membership and whatnot, or just showing up, they see somebody trying to perfect a trick, or even just trying to get up on the board. And I've seen it where they're like, hey, this is what you should do, try
Hmm.
this. And I love that.
Yeah, it's really amazing to see. I mean, I've been working for Action Park Alliance for 12 years,
Hmm.
so I've been able to experience that. Kids growing up, just starting off, and then
Yeah.
now mentoring the next generation of kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really awesome, especially the skateboarding community. It's
Yeah.
just like pretty amazing to see.
I love that.
Hmm.
So let's talk a little bit about some programs.
Yeah,
So I know what you guys do there, but a lot of our community still doesn't, and the
yeah,
X Park's been open for
3 years.
3 years,
Yep.
right? And so talk to me a little bit about the programs, the lessons, workshops, what's being offered at the X Park,
Hmm.
and what's our community's response to them.
Yeah, definitely. So we do year-round camps, lessons, and events as well. We do workshops as well, and we're actually going to be introducing a new program that's going to be releasing soon. And the community support from all that has been pretty amazing.
Yeah.
We have newcomers that come from out of town as well that want to join our program, so that way they could advance their skills or work on something new.
Yeah,
Hmm.
no, I love that. I think, you guys are doing amazing work out there. I've seen a lot of the camps, I've seen a lot of the programs. I just like that there's something for everyone,
Yep.
young, old.
Yes.
Uh, we talk about this sport has really evolved
Hmm.
in the years, and to be able to see these little, I mean, I've been out there and I see these little girls look like they're 5 or 6, and they're
Yep.
just killing it on the skateboard, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, right?
Hmm.
So being able to see kind of that variety of enthusiasts
Hmm.
is awesome. um we talked about adaptive sports.
Yep.
So how do you ensure that the X Park is an inclusive and welcoming space for basically everyone?
Yeah, so I mean that goes back to our staff and the
Yep.
people involved in the X Park. Everybody there is welcoming, and anybody that comes in through that door, we welcome them with open arms.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter your background, or if you're barely starting to skate, or you're a 50-year-old that has super experience.
Right.
Everybody that walks through the door is gonna have an amazing time at the park, and that's what we make sure happens.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Last December,
Hmm.
I'm gonna butcher it, so help me out. We had a adaptive sports
Yes.
like championship.
Hmm.
What was that called? And tell me a little bit about how that came to be.
Yeah, so that's called the WCMX Championship. So it's caters to people with wheelchairs and adaptive skateboarding, which is disabilities.
Hmm.
And they come by, and we had this event just for them.
Yeah.
So because there's not that many events that that are
Right.
created for them. So once we have it, it creates this big atmosphere for them, and it puts the spotlight on them as well.
For
Yeah.
sure. I was there to watch that. It was so inspiring to see these athletes
Hmm.
who were either in a wheelchair, or they had some sort of disability that they needed some sort of adaptive, a piece to help them. And again, I mean, just inspirational, because I was
Yes.
just shocked at how amazing they are. I mean, it really shows like there is no kind of boundary
Hmm.
That was awesome to watch.
Oh no, it definitely was. Yeah. So creating that event just because there's, like I said before, no one else has done it before.
Yeah,
So just having it at La Quinta and then the design of it,
yeah,
going back to it, is just super friendly for everybody.
right.
So it was a perfect place to have it.
No, that was super great to
Yeah.
watch. Talk to me a little bit. What would you say? I'm not gonna tell you mine yet, but what would be your most notable moment for the X Park so far?
So we had quite a few. Like you mentioned, the WCMX one was definitely one of the top ones we had. Um, Another one we had was, when we have a contest going on, and the local kids are always afraid to join our contest because,
It's
people. Yeah,
intimidating.
it is super intimidating. It
Yeah,
definitely is. But we always have, people from out of town that come by to our event, so it's a little intimidating to be, when they're a
yeah,
little better than you, or you
right.
feel like I can't do this. Like, so we had this one local join a contest, and we had to, like, persuade him to do it. It's like,
Yeah,
dude, just do it. It's fun. It's just for fun. Like,
yeah.
this doesn't
No
mean anything.
pressure.
Yeah, like, it doesn't matter if you get last place or first place. It's just for the experience.
Yeah,
So we had him join, and he actually ended up doing really well. And
nice.
he went into the top, and we hooked him up with some product,
Oh,
and he was really happy.
I love
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, it just gives him a little extra push, and
Yeah.
it helps him out.
Well, you see somebody's confidence just go from like, a little tiny bit to like, it's just pouring
Yeah.
out of them, which is awesome.
No, yeah, it definitely does. And then seeing that is just, super rewarding to see.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Your story is incredibly, I mean, it is. It's super like inspirational and whatnot. I think my most notable moment, and I think it's just the inner child in me, is before we opened,
Mm-hmm.
we had an opportunity to host Tony Hawk.
Yes.
Before it opened to the public, it
Yep.
was like the hardest secret to keep.
Yes.
And he showed up with some amazing legends.
Yep.
I mean, like, my goodness. And watching him do his thing, he was super chill, took his time. I remember that, we're located, the X Park's located across the street from La Quinta High School. We
Yep.
were like just thinking like, hey, if you're gonna make an exit, you might want to do it before school lets out.
Yep.
And he was just so calm, and he like loved the X Park, and he
Mhm.
took the time to like chat with the staff who was there. He chatted with me, and it was just like, oh my gosh, right?
Yep.
But I think that was probably one of the coolest highlights, just to be able to go, man, he came out, he brought a bunch of buddies,
Mhm.
some old school and then some new
Mhm.
cools like Reese Nelson. I'm
Yep.
like, she's this just with her cute little braids, and she looks so unsuspecting, and then she just kills it.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I think that was one of my favorite memories, just to be able to get like that stamp of approval
Yep.
from some of the most amazing skateboarders in the industry. It was
Mhm.
just like super solid.
Oh yeah.
So let's just talk about, I think one of the biggest things we try to stress
Mhm.
with the X Park is safety.
Yes.
So let's just talk a little bit about some of the safety regulations and guidelines at the X Park, and how do we make sure that our users are safe at all times?
Yeah, definitely. So as a company, our priority is going to be safety for every user of the park.
Yep.
So whenever somebody comes in, that's never been there before, they have to fill out a liability waiver.
Yep.
And once they fill out the liability waiver, on that waiver it has all the information you need for the park. As well, you could also visit our website and have all our rules and regulations as well.
Yeah.
And then we always have a team member out in the park as well, making sure that everything is running smooth and no one's doing nothing crazy.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, helmets are number one.
Yes.
Everybody has to wear a helmet.
Hmm.
It's I know we get a little bit of heat from some of these athletes who are like, "What?" But they
Yeah.
also understand
Hmm.
the importance of the safety, but
Yes.
also, especially because, I mean, you could probably speak to a little bit better than I can, and I'm not going to put you on the spot. But we've had, besides like Tony Hawk, and we've had quite a few professional athletes,
Yes.
big names come through, whether they come through unsuspecting, they don't say anything, they just do it, or
Hmm.
they pre-schedule it with you guys. But they
Yes.
also recognize people are looking to them.
Hmm.
And when they see them with a helmet, they're like, all right, yeah, we got to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So anytime we have like event going on, helmets are really important for everybody, especially when we have a pro out there, so that way he could put that good
Yeah, the good message
the
out
good
of like,
message out there.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
So
love that.
yeah, we even had Travis Barker come by the
Yeah.
park. Yeah, and
I didn't want to say it, but
yeah,
yeah.
what did it say?
He came. He
Yeah.
came. Yeah.
So yeah, he came by and he was wearing a helmet too.
Yep.
So it was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, no, I love that. Um, talk to me, has there been, I think back in the day,
Hmm.
definitely before you were born, probably before I was born, but there was always like this weird kind of like rivalry between skateboarders and BMX.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know that we see that as much anymore. I think
Hmm.
it's more like, hey, we're kind of the misfits and we love it, but let's all join together.
Yeah.
Do we have any kind of rivalries at X Park or whatnot?
No, so it's actually the opposite now.
Yeah.
So everybody gets along pretty well.
Yeah.
You don't really see like, oh, why is there, too many bikers here today,
Right.
or too many skateboarders. So everybody at X Park is, like you mentioned before, like the community is just really welcoming, and it
Yeah.
doesn't matter why you're riding, you're
Yeah.
gonna, feel welcome regardless. And every time you go to the park, you're always gonna see like a little section where people are.
Yeah.
So they're like the bikers usually like to stay in the back bowl,
Yeah.
and then the skateboarders the middle section, and then everybody else like scooters and just like the pump track.
Yeah.
So everybody has a little section, and then whenever we have an event, so
Mm.
that caters to just a specific sport, which we have like a BMX event, we only use one section of the park. So
Oh,
the
we still leave the other
yeah,
parts open.
so everybody's still welcome to come because we're only
Yeah.
using one side, and then
Yeah.
once the event's over, everybody could come in
Yeah.
and use it.
Oh, I love that. That's
Yeah.
really cool. Um, talk to me a little bit about what would be your favorite aspect of managing the X Park.
Yeah, so I have quite a few. So definitely, I think just being part of the community,
Yeah.
they just building that community and just keeping everybody there hyped to be there, and being able to enjoy the X Park just because it's
Yeah.
super unique, and not every city has a park like this and
Right.
offers like the stuff we offer there.
Yeah.
So it's pretty unique. Another aspect is going to be just the culture.
Yeah.
Just because I grew up skateboarding and now I get to, work with it. So it's pretty
Yeah.
cool job that I have.
Yeah.
And so just keeping that culture of, when you walk through the door, you don't feel like someone at the front desk doesn't know what you're riding or what
Yeah.
to do. Like you have, like, they know, like, your vibe basically.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. No, I think, I have noticed that. And again, I mean, the staff there, it, it's interesting to me because you have staff who
Hmm.
are obviously adults,
Hmm.
and then you have staff who are a little bit younger,
Yep.
but they understand the importance of community. They
Yes.
understand the importance of making everybody feel welcome, everybody feel included. And I don't think I have encountered one staff member who hasn't been welcoming, watching them, welcome and greet people as they walk through the
Hmm.
door. It is important to make sure everybody feels like, hey, we know who you are. We're glad you're here. What do you need from us?
Exactly.
And I love that. I
Hmm.
love that about, you know, our X Park because it really is a community
It
X
is.
Park, even though we have people from different countries, different states, different
Yep.
wherever, right? Um, it's always super, super, it's just this camaraderie,
It is.
right?
Yeah.
And it's always nice to see that.
Yeah, the great thing about our staff as well is that we're not just working there. We actually use the park as well.
Yes.
So whenever they're not working, they're there right in the park, and it's like, dude, you're spending all your time at work and not at work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, right? It's perfecting the craft,
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly. So yeah,
We're gonna end on this one.
yeah,
And that's probably the hardest question I'm gonna ask you, but maybe not.
yeah,
For you, and you kind of alluded to it, but I
yeah.
want you to expand on it. What is your most rewarding part of your job?
Oh man, that's yeah. It goes back to the last question, but it's just also the programming.
Yeah.
It's amazing that we have that type of programming for the park.
Yep.
And me myself being there for 12 years, I've seen like kids go from not learning how to push to just doing a kickflip down a 9 stair.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that it's super rewarding that I get to see that as my
That
job.
progression.
Yeah, the progression, it's super amazing. And just working with something I love, it's
Yeah.
I grew up skateboarding and I
Yeah.
still do it.
Yeah.
So being able to work with legends as well,
Yep.
now I have access to pro skaters and
Hey, Tony
companies.
Hawk.
Yeah. So, I called somebody like, "Hey, can you come by and, do a meet and greet for the kids
For
today?"
sure.
So it's pretty awesome to be able to do that for my job.
Yeah. No, I can definitely understand that for sure. I think anytime you can love your work,
Yeah.
because not many people get to say that,
Hmm.
is just kind of like that cherry on top. But also, like you said, being able to really see a progression of our community,
Yep.
our skateboarding community, our BMX bike community, or street bike community, or
Hmm.
scooters, right? To see these kids or these people come through not necessarily knowing what they're doing,
Yeah.
and then after so much time you're like, oh man, like they're going to compete in a competition we have or
Hmm.
whatever. I love that.
Yeah. No, it's super rewarding, and I love doing it, and I hope I continue doing it as well.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for taking the time and educating our community about our amazing X Park,
Yep.
and just really, telling us what you love about it.
Hmm.
And we just, yeah, we're really super stoked for it. I always encourage people, if you haven't been, make
Yes.
sure you go.
Definitely.
Oh, wait, one more thing, too. Talk to me real quick, for those who don't know, the membership.
Yeah. So our memberships are going to be uh, for La Quinta residents. So you have to live in the city of La Quinta. It's going to be $20 for a whole year. And then
Nice.
non-residents, it's going to be $50 for the whole year.
And if you want to do a drop in,
And drop-in is going to be $2 for La Quinta residents and 5 for non-residents.
there's no excuse for anybody to
No
not
excuse.
go and visit. And we have shade.
Yep.
You guys have snacks,
We have
cold bottles of water and Gatorade,
yes.
and you have amazing merch.
Yep.
So, like, we've checked all the boxes.
Amazing.
Thank you so much, Vic. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you.